वेलकम टू वी लर्न। वी लर्न में आपका स्वागत है। सब्जेक्ट हायर परचेज एंड लीज फाइनेंसिंग। सेशन नंबर 4। टॉपिक कवर्ड इन दिस सेशन: फाइनेंस लीज, ऑपरेटिंग लीज, एडवांटेज ऑफ लीजिंग एंड नाउ फाइनेंस लीज। According to the International Accounting Standard 17, finance lease is defined as a lease that transfers substantially all the risk and rewards incidental to ownership of an assets. Title may or may not pass. Finance lease is also defined as an agreement to lease certain equipment with a fixed period of time, mostly medium to long, where the leasing company will not provide any service or maintenance, repair or insurance of the leased items. The ledger will calculate payment depending on the price of the item, plus interest and benefit. Neither the ledger nor the lessee can terminate the agreement. IAS 17 defined operating lease as a lease other than finance lease. Literally, this is an agreement to lease certain items, just like a financial lease, but within a shorter time, mostly between 12 to 24 months. The lessor or the lessee can terminate the agreement at any time on the basis that the lessor will be responsible for any damage occurring to the leased items. This type of leasing is very close to a normal rent agreement. There is also a hire purchase which is different from leasing. The major differences being, at the end of a lease agreement, the right in the leased items can be sold to the lessee. But at the end of the hire purchase agreement, the right of property belongs to the person who has made the payments. However, there are over other factors that consumers should consider between leasing and hire purchase, such as interest rate, types of interest, fixed or float rates, tax deductions, monthly payment, period of agreement, etc. before making any decisions. Advantage of leasing: no collateral requirement. In leasing, collateral is seldom required because the leased assets serves as security as the lessor retains ownership over the assets. In event of default, the lessor can repossess the assets, a relatively straightforward process in most countries. Advantage of leasing: simple to structure, lease deals are low. Transaction cost: a lease transaction can be concluded more quickly and simply than a bank loan. The lessor is only interested in determining the ability of leased assets to generate sufficient cash flows to pay monthly rental throughout the lease term, rather than looking into credit history and the balance sheet of the borrower's lease. Tax incentives: in many countries, the tax system is normally conducive to leasing. Tax incentives differ from one country to another. In Korea, for example, the ledger registers the full lease payment, principal plus interest, as income, but deducted the accelerated depreciation of the assets. The lessee claimed the lease payment rentals as deductible. The lease term is usually shorter than the economic life of the equipment. So the lessee in fact depreciates the equipment faster than if the assets was purchased. In Tanzania, it is different. The lessee is the one entitled to claim depreciation and interest portions of the lease rentals and is registered as income to the ledger. 100% finance provisions. Banks usually requires part finance of the project cost or investment from client. Down payment often range from 50% to 75%. In lease, 100% of equipment cost is financed and upfront security payments seldom exceed 20%. Leasing offers a way to modernize production and develop small businesses, allow technological refresh, and sometimes provide an off-balance sheet financing. For the countries where finance lease is classified as a lease and not as a loan. No risk of fund diversion. Funding provided for leasing goes directly to the suppliers of the equipment without passing through the hands or account of the lessee. This eliminates the risk that the lessee might be tempted to use the funds for uni or unintended purpose. Also avert the possibilities of lessee to use the credit to settle down a loan from another lenders. Buying and leasing are different. When you buy, you pay for the entire cost of equipment regardless of how much usage of the equipment. You typically make a down payment, pay applicable taxes in cash or roll them into your loan, and pay an interest rate determined by your loan company based on your credit history. You make your first payment a month after you sign your loan agreement. When you lease, you pay for only a portion of the asset's cost. Buying and leasing are different. Leasing may be the best alternative to acquire the equipment you need today, which provide comparison of leasing to outright purchase of assets. You have the option of not making a down payment. You pay only relevant taxes and lease rentals, which include financial charges similar to interest rate on loan. You may be required to pay special related fees and possibly a security deposit that you don't pay when you buy. You make your first payment when you sign your lease contract for the month ahead. Lease payments are made up of two parts: a depreciation charges, that means capital repayment, and a finance charges. The depreciation part of each monthly payment compensates the leasing company or bank for the portions of the equipment's value that is lost during your lease. The finance part is interest on the money the lease company has tied up in the equipment while you are using it. Loan payments also have two parts: a principal charges and a finance charges similar to lease payments. Principal pays of the full purchase cost price, while finance charges is loan interest. Leasing then is similar to buying, but without the equity saving account, you only pay for what you use and you don't put anything into saving. It's true that you will own nothing at the end of the lease. You will have nothing to show for the money you have put into it. But what you don't own is the same part of the equipment's original value, the appreciated part that a buyer to doesn't own at the end of his loan. And now limitation to leasing, tax advantages. Tax advantages have played a large role in the growth of the leasing sectors in developed countries. In Tanzania, for example, many small and medium enterprises do not benefit from tax advantages either because they operate outside the formal economy or because they are in presumptions or presumed tax brackets where tax is assessed on revenue. Number 2, extending leasing to remote areas. Leasing companies, especially in developing countries, usually concentrate their operations to urban areas. Dealing between town-based leasing companies and rural small enterprises are relatively uncommon. Other factors which tend to execute rural clients are the cost of monitoring the status of the leased equipments and the financial performance of the enterprise is high when it involves traveling to the countryside. Clients with leased equipment in rural areas are far from suppliers' shop and maintenance workshop. The cost of assets management and repossessions is higher when the equipment is far from the lessor's premises. Working capital constraint. Leasing can only finance the purchase of equipment. It cannot directly fulfill a client's needs for working capital. Although it can be argued that the lower down payment of leasing indirectly free up resources for working for the client. Lessors need to be aware, however, the lack of working capital could jeopardize their client's capacity to generate extra cash flows through the leased equipments and therefore their ability to keep up with lease payments. Basics of hire purchase. The hire purchase contract, this contract sets out your rights and obligation. It tells you what you are buying. Number 2, how much it will cost, how much and how many payments there are, in the timing of the payments, how to make the payments, and when you buy goods on hire purchase, you will usually have to deal with the seller and a finance company. The contract must be include payment details, how many, how often to pay, the amount to be paid, when to be paid, the name and address of the finance company, the cash price of the goods, the charges, the freight, installation statutory, fees, insurance, advanced by seller. Other charges must be specified and deducted. Cash deposit, trade-in allowance. Hire Purchase Act. This act may be cited as the Hire Purchase Act 1959. Equitable right in hire subject to this act. The provisions of this act shall, notwithstanding and law to the country, be read as granting to the hirer a right in equity in or in respect of the goods comprised in the hire purchase agreement based upon the amount including the deposit paid or provided, whether by cash or other consideration by or on behalf of the hirer under the agreement. Interpretation. Court means a magistrate court constituted by a stipendiary magistrate or acting stipendiary magistrate sitting alone, or when a stipendiary magistrate or acting stipendiary magistrate is not present to constitute the court, any justices of the peace. Dealer means a person not being the hirer or the owner or servant of the owner, by whom or on whose behalf negotiations leading to the making of a hire purchase agreement with the owner were carried out, or by whom or on whom behalf the transactions leading to a hire purchase agreement with the owner was arranged. Guarantors means a person who has guaranteed the performance by a hirer of all or any of the hirer's obligations under a hire purchase agreement, but does not include the dealer or a person engaged. At the time of the giving of the guarantee in the trade or business of selling goods of the same nature or descriptions as the goods comprised in the agreement. Hire purchase agreement include a letting of goods with an options to purchase and an agreement for the purchase of goods by installment, whether such agreement describes such installment as rent or hire or otherwise, but does not include any agreement whereby the property in the goods comprised therein passes at the time of the agreement or upon or at any time before delivery of the goods taken place. Hirer means the persons to whom goods are let hired or agreed to be sold under a hire purchase agreement, and includes a person to whom the hire's right or liabilities under the agreement have passed by assignment or by operations of law. Vehicle registration fees means any amount to be provided under a hire purchase agreement by the owner for payment by or on behalf of the hirer under the law of state or territories in connection with the registration and use of motor vehicle, including any amount payable for third party insurance. Statutory rights of hirer. Hirers to be entitled to copy of agreement and statement of the hirer's present position. At any time before the financial payments has been made under a hire purchase agreement, the owner shall, within 14 days after the owner has received a request in writing from the hirer, send to the hirer a copy of the agreement together with a statement in writing signed by the owner or the owner's agent showing the amount paid to the owner by or on behalf of the hirer and the amount which has become due under the agreement but remains unpaid, and the amount which is to become payable under the agreement. But an owner shall not be obliged to comply with such a request if the owner has sent the hirer a copy of the agreement and a statement within the period of 3 months immediately preceding the receipt of the request. If an owner fails to comply with subsection by failing to comply with a request made pursuant to that subsections, the owner shall be guilty of an offence against this act and liable to a penalty not exceeding 1 penalty unit and until the default is remedied. And now do it yourself. What are the statutory rights of the hirers and what are the basic of hire purchase? And that's it from session number 4. Thank you.